Hey everybody, Ando the Mando. I'm in the kitchen. You can see, look, there's pots and pans above my head. I'm in the kitchen. It's super windy here in Sydney, Australia today. Tomorrow's the first day of winter. I'm sort of crouching down a bit. If I stand up, I'm like that. I'm crouching down. So that's why I may look a bit strange or a bit like I'm bent over. Yeah, I've had the day off. I'm in my winter mowing cycle at the moment, or winter gardening cycle. I mow lawns every 4 weeks at the moment, which I quite like. I do a lot of hedges as well, so that's what keeps me going during winter is hedging. I clean driveways, all that sort of stuff. So that's what I'm doing. I'm one of these guys who hates summer and loves winter. I work hard over the growing period so I can take it easy over winter. And winter here in Australia ain't so bad. I say it's the first day of winter tomorrow. It's absolutely blue skies outside, but it's blowing a gale, and we've had so much wet weather here in Sydney or on the east coast of Australia. I think the west coast of Australia is getting a fair bit, but we're in a El Nino weather pattern. I think that's what you call it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we've been just getting so much rain and everything's just soaked. The ground is just constantly wet and spongy because it just can't take any more water. And it was at that stage like 6 months ago. And because we're in winter now and it's cold and the days are shorter, it's just never going to dry out until next season. So, so do you know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about mental health, or maybe just my mental health. I don't know how all of you guys go in the contracting game, but I want to talk about me. So just bear with me while I blab on, and maybe some of you guys or girls might relate to what I'm talking about. You know, we're in the customer service game, and our job is to please people. Our job is to please people and to make their place look nice. That's what we do. And I've always found I've always been at the point of overcommitted with work over the summer periods, over the growing season. I've always been at that point where I'm overcommitted, where if I was to take on a new client, I would have to drop a client. I just had no spare time in my working schedule. And that can be hard, because if I get a rain day, because I'm booked out every day. When I say I'm booked out every day, I only work 5 days a week. I don't work weekends, but I'm actually busier on the weekend than I am at work, because I just got so much at home I got to do. I got things I like to do. But so because I'm booked out for 5 days a week, if I had a rain day, that means the next day I'd have to do twice as much to catch up, and just to stay on the routine, because everybody's booked in. And under normal conditions, that's fine, because you can always absorb a rain day here or there, and you can get through. But we've had so many rain days here in Sydney that it's just, there's been periods where I've lost 2 weeks, and I've just been overwhelmed with work, and clients messaging me going, when are you coming? When are you coming? And they just don't understand. A client, clients are funny things. They think you do. They think you're at home every day at lunchtime on the lounge, and you only work 3 hours a day, and you can just be so flexible. Like there's been times where it's been a bit of wet weather, and I'm out mowing lawns. Because I will mow a lawn if I'm not going to damage the lawn. A bit of wet weather doesn't bother me. If it's pouring with rain, well, I'm not working. But if it's just a bit of a drizzle, a bit of a on-off rain sort of a thing, well, that doesn't bother me. And clients say, oh, can you just put me off for a couple of days? And I say, no, I can't, because I'm in another area in a couple of days and I'm fully booked for that day. They don't understand that you just don't work in their neighbourhood five days a week, and it's hard. And I found I was very overwhelmed because I was so far behind with work. I'm not anymore because I've caught up to everything and I'm comfortable in my winter cycle that I have now. But I've found I was always over committed with work, which I think being a solo employee, it's only me. I don't have an offsider. I just work by myself, but I'm also the main breadwinner of the house. So there's a lot of dependency on me to make some money, if you know what I mean. So I just can't book 3 days a week during summer. I've got to make some money. So I found I was overcommitted, and I was overwhelmed and stressed, and to the point where I was cranky at a couple of clients as well. Generally I'm a cranky old bastard, and I don't like that in me. I don't like that I have a short fuse, and I would say what I think sometimes, and I don't like that. And I'm actually trying to change that now. I've dropped a lot of work. I really have. I've dropped a lot of work. This is my 4th year in business. I've been fortunate that I've always had lots of work on. And it's hard to say no to work sometimes, but I've found that I'm just saying no to a lot of things now, and I only take on what I think I can comfortably do. And I'm feeling better about it. I haven't necessarily lost any money. I just do better work. Like during the 4 years, you sort of always have a keeper list and a drop list of your clients. And I've pretty much dropped all my deadwood clients, and I've only got good clients now. And it's at a comfortable point where I can comfortably manage it. And they're all good clients. They're all good money-wise. And I'm feeling good about it. I've got a good mixture of commercial work and residential work. And yeah, I've dropped a lot of work. But I only had so much work on because you try to stay very busy during the growing season. So you've got work over winter, So yeah, it's a fine line, and I'm sure you guys can understand. We are controlled by the seasons. Our work is very seasonal, and we're controlled by the weather as well. And it's hard sometimes. And I've also found I've been banned off Facebook all the time just because I can be a cranky bastard and tell someone that he's an idiot or something like that. And Facebook now has these algorithms that picks up on words like that. And I've been banned for months off Facebook just because of what they deem as hate speech. Like there was somebody on my lawn mowing page. I run a lawn mowing page for lawn mowing contractors here in Australia, and someone was complaining about his offsider, and he said why he wasn't coming to work and all that. And I said, your offsider needs a kick in the ass, which is probably true. But then Facebook deemed that as bullying, and I got banned for that. I think I called somebody else an idiot on another page, and that was deemed as hate speech. Then I posted a picture of Vladimir Putin, but it was a montage of dick pics. It was like 100 dick pics, but it was sort of put in place that it made a picture of Vladimir Putin. Some of you might have seen it, but if you zoomed in on it, it was just a whole heap of dick pics. And that was nudity, so that got me banned for ages. And I'm still banned at the moment just for stuff, but it's actually given me time to think about my bad attitude towards things. And and I'm the first to admit that I can have a shit attitude. And look, I always claim that I just be myself all the time, but sometimes that's not a good thing. And sometimes a lot of the times I say what I think, and that's also not a good thing. You know, I don't know. So it's being banned off Facebook has actually given me a bit of time to think, and where I would have wrote something controversial, I can't. And I get to sleep on it that night, and I wake up in the morning and I think, well, I'm probably glad I didn't write that because it hasn't caused me any dramas. So I am my own worst enemy sometimes, and so being banned off Facebook has actually given me a bit of time to think, and it's actually given me, I'm thinking about my business all the time. I'm always thinking about my business, how I can make it better for me, so it's a fine line running your own business, and mental health is a big thing, because you do everything. You're the salesperson, you're the person in charge of finances, you're the person in charge of invoicing, you're the person in charge of servicing your own equipment. You've got 15 different jobs that you do. And I sort of heard somebody say something funny about being self-employed, that they decided to become self-employed because they were tired of working 12 hours a day for somebody else, but now they work 24 hours a day for themselves. And it's true. I come home from work, I'm doing invoicing, I'm thinking about the next day, I'm getting gear organised for the next day, I spend weekends servicing equipment, making sure things work well, sharpening blades. It just never stops, as all of you guys know as well. And I got to the point probably in February, I was just overwhelmed, and I was cranky, and So, I also find on social media, you can pretend to be anything that you want. And a lot of people portray that they're amazing at business, they run the best business, they never have a problem. I'm not that guy. As I say, I do portray me just to be myself, and on my mower page that I have. And that's not necessarily a good thing either. And I always say that sometimes I tell people the truth and they don't like the truth, and that causes a bit of butt hurt. But at the same time, maybe I need a bit of truth dealt to me as well. So, look, I just wanted to get that off my chest and just say hi to everybody, all of my Facebook friends, all of my YouTube friends. So, look, I've got a new setup now. I've just brought myself a new trailer. It's a monster. I love it. I'm getting it signed up soon. I will post a video of what my new setup is and how I'm running now. I'll do that shortly. But everyone, take care of yourself. And if you've made it this far through my little video, give yourself a little gold star on the hand, because I think it's gone for about 15 minutes and that's painful. So cheers everybody. See you on the next one.